for tax purposes, there are some pretty cool provisions available for companies to kind of provide extra incentive for companies to buy long-lived assets. The government is trying to, in adopting this Section 179, they're trying to encourage companies um, to buy, to be spenders, to pump up, to bolster the economy, and drive the economy. So the Section 179 allows an immediate expense for up to $250,000 of tangible personal property placed in service during the year. So what happens, or how you do that, then is, I guess, most easily looked at through an example. So we're going to assume our company Teton elects to immediately deduct $80,000 of Section 179 expense against the basis of their machinery. So they bought machinery, back from example 9.1. They bought machinery for $260,000, and they want to elect to expense $80,000 immediately. Now, this is just for example purposes. Normally, a company would just expense as much as possible. But to show the example, you would get to deduct this $80,000 right away in the first year, the year you bought the asset, and then you'd reduce the basis down to whatever's left. And that amount that's left over would be depreciated normally using the tables that we just talked about in the last part of this learning objective. So the normal maker's depreciation expense for the first year would be $25,722. So then the total depreciation on machinery for the year is $105. It's the sum of 80 plus the 25. Okay, like I said, normally a company would just take the full 250 right away, and the other 10,000 would be deducted normally using the tables. And that example is right here. If they elect to deduct the maximum for 409, it would work out like this, where you get to depreciate this much larger number in total. Now, there are some limits on immediate expensing. Like I said before, it's designed to help small to mid-sized companies. So if your company placed in service more than $800,000 of tangible property during the year, then the immediate expensing starts to get phased out. It's dollar for dollar phase out as your total asset acquisitions exceeds $800,000. So by the time you get to $1,050,000 in total asset acquisitions, that difference is $250,000. By the time you get to $1,050,000, you've totally phased out that benefit, and you don't get any immediate expensing. So all the big companies then are not going to get this immediate expensing then, because they buy way more than $1,050,000 worth of assets in a year. Another limitation is, well, let's just look at how this one plays out. If a company bought $920 of assets during a year, $800 is the max for Section 179. So they are $120,000 over the max. So that 120 will reduce the maximum 179 expense that was allowed before being phased out. So 250 minus 120 will give you the maximum 179 deduction after phase out. So of their 920 placed in service, they'd get to deduct 130,000 up front, and then the remaining 790. 920 minus 130. The remaining 790 would be deducted normally using the tables. Another limit, let's see, where is it? Another limit here is, oh, I passed it, is the income limitation. Basically, companies are only allowed to deduct Section 179 immediate expensing if they have positive net income or taxable income. So if they have taxable income of $80,000, they cannot have their Section 179 deduction exceed that $80,000. I'll talk about bonus depreciation. I can find it. I'll talk about bonus depreciation next.